What's up, family? What's up, family? It's your time to come in the room. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in with us on tonight. I am here. Your girl Hope is here.
And we are in the building. Yes, indeed. It is definitely your boy, your cousin, and your nephew, DJ D right here on the lounge, y'all. We are like, I'm telling you, it's been nothing but the best of series on this month. We have been getting you guys kicked off on how to get you guys motivated, how to get your finance in place. We had insurance on last week, but now it's time to get down to the nitty gritty because telling you, this will be the last thing that you guys need to know is about getting yourself in shape, nutrients wise. I'm talking about eating right. We're not talking about honey buns, no Chips Ahoy or anything like that. We're talking about some veggies, some apples, and some whole other stuff. So I hope you got all that in your pocket.
I got all the cookies, Snicker bars, Reese's. Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh. You telling on yourself.
Wrong show. Wrong show.
Oh
Listen, I'm
Lord.
one of the show. I'm one of the people that need Nick E on tonight. Okay,
Got it.
because I'm tore up with it already. I done lost the game already. So she gonna help me get back in it though.
Absolutely. Who do we have on the show? Because she's full of laughter, full of I understand the story, but I'm trying to figure out what the nutrients all about. I got to get down with my nutrients here.
I can't stand you. Okay, this is who it is. Nick E is a. Let me tell you who she is. She's a Christian. Number
Okay,
one. Okay,
praise the Lord.
she's a wife. She's a mother, an author, a poet, a minister of dance, an entrepreneur, and a businesswoman. Did I say enough? Did I just cover everything? Oh,
Everything.
okay. She is the owner of Fit for a Purpose LLC and the president of Prideful Products Inc. and a highly sought after speaker and facilitator. We're going to stop right there with the Fit for a Purpose LLC. I know that she lost like a gazillion pounds some years ago, and she
Wow.
has went out. And, I mean, and sometimes like me, I lost 130 pounds, and I just lost 130 pounds, honey, because I ain't go out and teach nobody nothing, right? But
Wow.
but
Wow.
she made it a point to go out and help others, and I absolutely love it. So Nick E, welcome to the show.
Yes.
Thank
Welcome to
you,
the
thank you,
lounge.
thank you. I am so happy to be here. And let's not glaze over the 130-pound loss.
Come
Okay,
on.
okay.
Come on.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. That is amazing. So glad to be here.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So we want to jump right in though. We want to talk about like what people are really dealing with. What are you seeing out here in terms of people just, trying to lose weight? We're new, fresh into the year and already are just losing their way.
So we know with the start of the year, and a lot of people may not know, but the first quarter of the year is a super big time of the year for gyms, personal trainers, nutritionalists, all of that, right? It's the big time because everybody has on their New Year's resolution to lose weight, right? You're trying to get your
Hmm.
summer body right. You're trying to, slim your back out, all of that.
All that.
And what happens is we tend to go in with the resolution just to check a box, but we don't have a strong enough why. Okay. So now we're 3 weeks
Mm,
in the
mm.
year and we already done fell off because our why was so superficial. It was so surface level, and we didn't get to why it's necessary that we
Come
get
on.
healthy, right?
Right.
Everybody want to try to get into that suit, get into that little black dress, but the year, that's not going to keep you, right? That's not going to keep you when the temptations come, when you're tired and you don't want to work out, when you go out and they got the healthy options, but the unhealthy options look real good. So that's typically what happens. People's why are not strong enough.
And you know what? I think that's crucial because a lot of times as women, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, our why is just to look good in the dress. Just to look good in a pair of pants or wear something that we couldn't wear last year. But we don't think about the whole big picture and what, this stuff is doing to us health wise.
Right.
I totally agree. And what I see often is it's when the dire diagnosis from a doctor comes down that, oh my goodness, I got to get it together. But
Mm-hmm.
we can be proactive. We don't have to wait until they say you're morbidly obese, you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol,
Right.
insert everything under the sun.
Right.
We
Right.
can say, you know what? I could stand to lose some weight. I don't feel comfortable. I can't bend down and tie my shoe without passing out. Like those are indicators, right?
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
indicators
Right. Right.
that we could start something very simple now.
Right. So in other words, like that, we have we always getting our year started, right? And we want to eat healthy. We always like, okay, oh, this is what we're gonna do. This is what I'm gonna start off with. But sometimes, as you said, a lot of people do fall off. But what are some of the tips like in the morning time, like far as like because everybody loves breakfast, everybody loves the sausage, the eggs, and all that other stuff. But what's a particular morning for you when you're starting off your day as far as like your as far as your nutrients?
So I eat a lot. The difference is what I eat, right?
Got
So
it.
a
Hmm.
typical day for me, I am a morning person. And so I'm alarms going off 4 in the morning. I start my day with devotion. I go get my vitamins. I take a liquid multivitamin every single day. And so making sure we just get vitamins in our body, right? Whatever that looks like, and being consistent with it. So I start my day, my vitamin, 20 ounces of water, boom. That's within like that first hour. I drink anywhere from 150 to 180 ounces of water a day. I know that's over a gallon, but the reason why is because I'm very active, right? And
Right.
we encourage people to drink 64 ounces a day, but people have to
Jesus.
understand you really supposed to take your weight and divide it by 2. And whatever that number is, that's how much water you should be taking in a day. So if you weigh 200 pounds divided by 2, that's 100 ounces. Most people ain't doing that. They're drinking one bottle a
Hmm.
day, right? So at a very start of my day is getting water and vitamins in my day. That's primary.
Wow.
My first meal, typically like today, I made a protein shake because I had my first meal around 6 something this morning. Most people ain't thinking about putting anything in their body that early, but I do so that I don't have hunger pains and so that I'm not desiring things and snacking on stuff, right? And then like
Hmm.
an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I'm eating like some spinach, some grilled chicken and stuff. Most of my breakfast happens to be a steak, a burger wrapped in lettuce. Like I
What?
really eat unconventional breakfasts in the
Wow.
morning. That's what I
Okay.
do to start my day, right?
Okay. Okay. So we're talking about like because everybody had like for me I have those bottles where like you just fill up your bottle with water and it's got an extra for like okay every hour there's some hours and things like that like of course, Gwen, I do eat my veggies. I love veggies, so thank you very much for that comment. I do. I love eat my veggies. Okay, but listen though, on the serious note, is that a lot of us do a lot of smoothies. Okay, I'm a smoothie person. I love smoothies. But how? I mean, do you do it every day, or is it like every other day, or is it something like this far? Because we may get it from Smoothie King, or we may get some. It's like like some homemade stuff. But I understand is that I know one of my mentors, he told me that he does all his smoothies are like homemade. So it's like he get like strawberries, the peaches and things like that. Like, but he said you don't want to do too much sugar. So, but I'm in my head like, okay, veggies are sugar, but at the same time, is it too much, or is it just kind of, or is it too much or just too little?
So I think you brought up a good point. So thanks for bringing that out, that we have to be mindful of how much sugar in things. So we need to read labels. Most people don't. Um, so, even when I get my protein mix, you look at what that protein count is, how much sugar is in there. And I do mix mine with like strawberries, blueberries. Sometimes if you want, go on, throw some spinach and stuff in there, right? Get if you have a hard time getting vegetables and fruit in, putting them in a smoothie or a protein shake is a very creative way to get it and not overdo it, and you get that boost of protein. I will say this: all people are not created equal. Therefore, all meals are not going, like, some people, they can't stomach a smoothie. They can't stomach a shake. And
Yeah.
so I encourage you, if you do go outdoors to get a shake from somewhere or a smoothie, read the labels, because there's a lot of things filled with sugar in disguise. It doesn't say sugar, but it
Hmm.
ends in OSE or it ends in TME. So you want to start
Hmm.
educating yourself on sugar in disguise, because
Okay.
you
Yeah.
may think, oh man, I'm drinking 2 smoothies a day, I'm eating, but I'm not losing any weight. I'm actually gaining weight. It
Yeah.
could be that you're consuming too much sugar.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
So, what
Wow.
is a healthy amount of sugar to consume in a meal?
I don't know. I, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't know what's a good amount. Like, y'all talk to y'all doctor, because again, everybody's different. But
Yeah. Yeah.
even be careful about those things that say sugar free, right?
Hmm. Yep. Yep. Hmm.
You just wanna. I encourage y'all to Google how much is a right amount of sugar to consume daily,
Yeah.
and you're gonna blow your mind. I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but you will be shocked. And then go and look at some of the stuff you eat and drink, and you're gonna like throw up, because you're gonna be like, I cannot
Hmm.
even believe I'm eating that much sugar. Because whatever we're supposed to consume, I know it's small enough, but
Right.
Hmm.
one of those bottles of soda that you drank totally
Yeah.
Kind of
takes
threw
that
it
I
out
know
the
off.
water.
some years ago, one of my doctors told me, he said, you really shouldn't be consuming more than 3 grams of sugar, like per item, right? Like if you pick up a soda and it has more than 3 grams of sugar on it, put it back,
Put it back.
And so I'm just like, dang, I started, once I really started looking into that, I started realizing, like, well, wait a minute, I'm just going to stick with this water right here because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
everything is
Right.
loaded with sugar, and people don't realize that sugar is just as addicting as some drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And this
Right.
is another thing I learned through clean eating, that a lot of our seasonings have sugar in them. And
Mm.
so when we
Uh-oh.
all heavy on the seasoning, guess what? You're increasing sodium and sugar intake just from what you're putting on. So it's better when you do season your food to get the whole ingredient. So if it says like
Ah.
oregano, get oregano. If it says Italian mix, just make sure every ingredient is individually labeled and you do not see the word sugar. Go in your kitchen cabinet,
I'm
pull
gonna
out
throw
your
everything away.
seasonings, and just look. And you're going to be shocked how many of our seasonings and our sauces have sugar in them. A lot of sugar.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
Wow, wow.
Wow.
So what do we do, Nick, for people who have, they just started out the new year, they're running, they go to the gym, they're strong, they've been going every day, and then they forget a day and then decide, you know what, I'll go next week or I'll start back again Monday. And then here we are in 2025. Like, how do you encourage people to not stay stuck in that space, but to move forward past the mistake or the absence?
Gotcha. Well, one, I do want to make this caveat. You can never outwork a bad diet. And so it's great that you are
Mm.
exercising. but I encourage you to get your eating aligned so that your workouts can be maximized. Okay. So that's number one, because we all know the frustration of going to the gym every day or every other day or whatever, and you just do not see the results. And if you get honest with yourself, you're eating like trash. So we got to make sure we eat
Mhm.
Yep.
properly, right? You can't out eat, out work out a bad diet. So that's that part. Going to your question, when you pick a plan, first figure out why are you doing this? Why we know the doctors have told us eat well, sleep, drink your water, exercise, and stuff like that. So we know it intellectually. Find a why to attach to why you're going to the gym, so that when life happens, you're tired, you're stressed out, something happened, that you say, this was just one moment in time, one day. It wasn't the whole workout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you have a bad meal or a bad snack, that was one meal. If we can isolate the moment and not make it a blanket statement and say, oh, I messed up to this today, so I'm going to just start next year. No, it was one isolated workout. You missed one workout. Ask yourself why, figure out what was going on. Y'all start journaling. Journaling
Mhm.
helps figure out what's going on. You might say, I had a stressful day at work. And when I'm stressed out, I can't work out. I need to go home and go to
Hmm.
sleep. All right. So then the next day, you can prepare how to manage your stress so that you can get to the gym the next day. Right.
Wow.
Isolate the moment and decide it was just a moment. Tap into
That was
your
good.
why so that you can go back the next day.
Wow, I think that's a great question that you have asked, because I know a lot of friends that I do know, they like to prepare meals every day or during the week. Um, what no one of the questions I did, I was actually just kind of like looking over my question there. One of the answers is that sometimes, as far as as far as keeping ourselves keeping ourselves hydrated with water and things like that, but it could come into a point where you just feeling hydrated all of a sudden. So the question she said is that, is it enough to drink water but you're still hydrated at the same time? It may be she said it may be like in sodas or just water. So in that way, like what she shall do in this purpose, as far as try to stay hydrated.
So I just want to make sure I understand. So what can you do to be hydrated in addition to drinking water?
Right, yeah, yeah. As far as because she says she drinks a lot of juices, but
Okay.
she says she feels a little dehydrated when she like goes out somewhere. But saying that
Okay.
she drinks plenty of water, but what can she avoid? That's what is it. What can she avoid from just actually just staying
Staying
hydrated.
hydrated. Okay. So one, water is always going to be the best, right? Water is going to be the best. But even with water, right? You got to look at labels. Some of these waters have a lot of
Yes.
sodium and salt in it. I know
Hmm.
y'all
Hmm.
might, some people might not know that, but some of these waters that taste really crisp and you're like, oh, I could just drink all these bottles, and then
Yes.
you're retaining water, it has a lot of
Yeah.
sodium in it, right? So you
Hmm.
want to check even your water bottle labels. I can't stress enough the importance of checking your labels. So if you drink juice, my question would be, what kind of juice? You
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
dehydrated because you're consuming too
Yeah.
much sugar in your juice,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Right.
And so if
Hmm.
you want a juice replacement, right? Um, getting a diffuser water bottle where you can put fruit inside of it and it diffuses the flavor of the water into
Right.
your water. Yes, sugar has fruit has sugar in it, but it's a natural sugar as
Hmm.
opposed to you buying a store-bought thing, right?
Right.
Also, I mean, I'm not gonna turn away, maybe like you choose Crystal Light over the Hawaiian Punch, right? Just really look at the labels, check out what you're drinking. You're feeling dehydrated because you're probably consuming too much of sodium, which is also salt, sugars, which is causing you to feel dehydrated. So make sure you're drinking the right things. And it doesn't have to just be water, but definitely check the labels, and water is always better.
Right. Right.
Awesome. That
Right.
was a great answer. I really want to address some of the people in the audience. I know Mr. Jermaine M. Ellis said hello, and he said vitamin water ain't just water. So that was a great, great observation on that. And also, because I told you guys we are streaming in not just this one place, but in multiple places. There are some other people asking questions on the other platform, and there's quite a few people watching over there. So thank you guys for watching wherever you are. Someone said, "Do you think that Dr. Sebi's theory is a good blueprint of healthier living?"
I'm sorry, I'm not aware of who that is. Say that again.
Dr. Sebi. Well, I'm aware of Dr.
Okay.
Sebi. I know that he's from Honduras, and he kind of gives us this blueprint of what we should be eating. And he doesn't eat meat at all. He's really like a veggies only type of doctor, and he only wants you to drink spring water and, just different things like that. No
Okay.
meats and just different veggies. But what I have found, because I'm very familiar with his food list, is that a lot of the foods on his list are not sold in the US. So,
Gotcha.
you have a lot of different foods. But I did do it one time, and that was really it was probably one of the healthiest of diets that I've ever eaten from. I
Okay.
felt really strong and really good in those moments. So I can't really say what's healthy. I'm not a doctor. And
Right.
I'm answering this question for Bubba Stips. I can't really say what's healthy. What I can say is that it worked for me, and that I still to this day operate a lot of his principles. Not all, but a lot of his principles, because I don't feel like it can hurt you. He says, no smoking, no drinking, no meats. He's really heavy on, on vegetables, but certain ones.
Right.
Little things like that. A lot of, certain nuts and stuff like that. But he's really good, and it really will make you feel good. So if you're not eating good now and you try that, I would say it's a win-win. But go to your doctor and
Yeah.
figure out, the best type of diet for you. So, but yeah, that kind of answers the
And
question
that's
on that.
good. And Hope, I just would like to chime in on that when you said, like, I'm not a doctor either, y'all. So don't go back talking about Coach Nick said I'm not a doctor.
Right.
Um, however, I will say, because all people are not created equal, we have different things that affect us. Some people may be on medication and some people may not be. It's always vital that you consult with your doctor when trying a new plan. And whatever plan you pick, stick with it. Stop trying to piecemeal all these plans and then you get frustrated that they don't work. They weren't designed to work cross each other. You got to pick something, stick with it,
Come on.
consult with your doctor, be consistent, be accountable, and go from there.
All right. Somebody said, "What's the best water out there that's healthy for the body?"
I drank tap water. I drank a bottle of water. Like I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. I just love water. So
I mean,
How
they
can you
have like,
love
they
water?
have like what they have, like Fiji. They got the Fiji water. Then they got the core, like the core water. But I think my aunt said, like, what's the difference? You got Fiji water and then core water, but it's still the same. It still tastes the same. So I was like, I'm like, okay, yeah, because I like Fiji water too, but it's still the same, right? The water is water,
Not
right?
not really.
I think, like, if you did a blind taste test, there are some that are different. Some of the waters, like I mentioned earlier, they taste minerally, if that's a word. It tastes like they got stuff in it. So it just
Right.
depends on where they're manufactured. Do they add ingredients, additives to them? So all waters not created equal. I just drank bottled water. I don't get no
First
fancy
of
water.
all, I can't stand water that when I open the water up, it goes like it's a soda.
Oh yeah,
That
me
is
too.
negative. That is
Right.
negative, Dasani. Okay.
Oh man.
No. Mm-mm. We are not doing that. Somebody said, what do you think about the fasting diet?
So personally, I don't see anything wrong with intermittent fasting. Far as Is it a diet? I guess it just depends. There's so many different things out there, right? So you got right now, started the year, a lot of churches are doing fast. There's the Daniel's fast. Some people do, no food for 3 days. Some people do 7 days, 21 days, different things, right? Where they do vegetables only, nuts only. I think intermittent fasting is fine if you do it and you stick with the plan, right? So if
Yeah.
it calls for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, stick to that. Again, consult your doctor. I think intermittent fasting is fine. We do it naturally when we go to sleep and we don't
Mm-hmm.
think about it.
Yeah.
So that's Coach Nick's 2 cents.
Yeah,
So the
I think
next,
it's good too. I think it's good too. I know that when I was doing Dr. CB religiously, one of the things that he stressed was to go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night and, to sleep between 10 and 2, because those were the healing hours for the body. And so those were the best times to get that rest, to be able to get up and feel, good about being really, really rested. So yeah, but somebody said the best water is one with a natural spring water with a pH level of 7 or above. I have heard that before. Have you
That's
heard that
good
before?
information. I have not heard that before, but that's good information.
Okay, so another person, this people asking all these questions, Lord. Somebody asked on the floor, is zero sugar drinks better diet drinks, and
what's
what's the
the
difference?
Check the label. So that's what I'll say to that is check the labels, because sometimes just because it says zero, like I don't want to name a soda, right? But if it says
Right.
zero and not necessarily diet, you still need to check the labels, because it could be a sugar substitute or a sugar alternative in it, right? It might be 0 calories and all that, but just check the ingredients. Far as if they're better, uh, you know, again, drink water. If you want sparkling, something bubbly, look at the sugar content. Most of those cans of soda got more sugar that would last you for 3 weeks in one can. So I'm just, be mindful of what you consume. I'm not,
now?
Yeah,
Now,
I'm not anti soda. I'm just saying, check the labels.
we got you.
Gotcha. Now, one other question said, and I think this is a good one too as well. They said, what are some good things to eat at night?
um, let's see. It depends what you want, right?
Right,
When you are hungry, it's actually better to eat foods higher in protein.
right.
They will get you satisfied, they will get you full, and they're healthier for you, right? Instead
Hmm.
of turning to the potato chips and stuff like that. Also, of course, you can't knock veggies, right? There are creative ways to satisfy your appetite with vegetables, but you can bake them, you can saute them. They don't just have to be, you don't have to think of vegetables in a boring way, right?
Right, right, right,
And so the best snacks are actually smaller portions of a full meal, if that makes sense. So
right.
have a
Okay.
little bit of protein, have some carbs, healthy carbs, have some fruit, have some vegetables, like have your little meal, but just make it smaller, and you'll find
Smaller.
yourself fuller and satisfied. When you eat empty calories, you're constantly eating more because you're not getting any
Yeah,
nutritional value from it.
at all. Right, right.
Wow.
And I noticed that you hit me with something when you said portion control, because really that's how I lost all my weight. It's portion control, just cutting it, really truly cutting it. Now, when I go to restaurants, I notice that they pile on the food. Ain't nobody mad at it,
No.
but when you go to the restaurant, it is so much food on your plate because my mind is trained to small portions now. It
Right.
is so much food. I'm like, how could I ever have eaten all of this in one setting? So
Yeah.
now, as soon as I get there, I order my food and I say, can I get a doggy, a little doggy bag? And I automatically scrape 50% off the plate.
And
Sometimes
that is
75%.
awesome. And that is
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, and that's a great observation. When I started eating clean and when we actually look at the serving sizes, a serving size of protein is 4 ounces. It's 4 ounces. Go in your refrigerator, look at your frozen foods, and you will see the serving size is four
Mm-hmm.
ounces. But we have been taught to clean our plate. We have
Mm-hmm.
been taught eat all
Mhm.
your food. So when we go to a restaurant and their portion sizes are really 2 to 3 serving sizes of
Mhm.
every item on your plate. So your protein, your vegetable, everything. So you actually have 3 meals on one plate. And we have been told
Yep.
eat it all. So
Eat it all up.
I used to eat the appetizer, the full entree, side salad, and a dessert. And then I
Me
was
too.
wondering why I was morbidly obese because I was
Right.
Yes.
eating like a week's worth of food in one day, one setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yep.
great that you go and immediately ask for a to go tray. And that's what a lot of us should do. And it's a culture shock at first when you be like, 4 ounces? That ain't nothing.
Yep.
Right.
It is. It is. Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, one thing I have learned about, and I want you to speak to this, Coach. Um, I know when I lost a lot of weight, I lost a lot of friends as well because food is so social. And everybody wants to, go out to the movies and have popcorn or, everywhere you go, there's a food element to it. And so once you start saying, well, wait a minute, I don't want to go out and eat. Let's go rock climbing or let's go walking or let's go this, then your friends are like, oh no, you too much or you're boring. How do people overcome that and still move forward?
So, one, again, it really goes back to that why. And then being able to communicate that with people like, hey, look, I want to live, and this is why. And so I can't go out with you to this place and this place, but I would love to spend time with you. Can we do X, Y, and Z? With me and one of my girlfriends, we had a walk date. We came together, we walked a couple miles together and just talked. We didn't have no food involved. We had our bottle of water and we had conversation. It was a great thing. And I understand everybody's not going to do that. So, one of the things when I was losing my weight, and when family and friends wanted to go out to eat, I took my food to the restaurant. I asked the server if I could have a plate that when my family ate, I could eat with them. I said I had very strict eating requirements that would not allow me to eat off their menu. And guess what? They brought me a plate and I was able to transfer my food to the plate, right? So we have options. You just have to be able to ask the question, articulate, but really remember your why and share that with the people that are in relationship with you. And if they don't understand, it may mean that this season of your relationship with them is changing and you have to be okay with that. But the right people that will support you desiring to live will come alongside of you and support you.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. I think that's very great statement of what you Hope was saying as far as like because some partners, they just like to, like to eat with you, hang out with you. But when they talk about, oh, okay, well, for me, it's like, okay, it's time for me to get in shape. I got to stop doing what I'm doing. And, they like, for real, you doing all that because you just get in shape? Yeah, because I want to stay healthy. I want to, just want to be on the plan. But, what are the some like some of the things of it because we know about organic foods and as far as like the difference between foods and organic food because you got organic apple juice, you got organic orange juice, but it's still like Coach King, what are some ways for us when we're actually preparing our meals each and every day as far as like what shall we look for and what should I eat of or like and just not overdoing it.
Well, I mean, I think Hope mentioned it earlier. That portion control is a big piece, right? If you just took if you didn't change nothing you were eating, but you cut what you were eating by
Mm-hmm.
half, you would see a difference, right? So let's
Mm-hmm.
start there, right? Portion control. I will say that my diet is consumed of lean protein, healthy carbs, fruits and vegetables. Again, everybody's body is different. Everybody is not created equal. So something that I may eat a lot of may not respond properly to you. So that's why it's important to have conversations with your doctor, find out what works for you and what doesn't. But meal prepping saves your life. I'm telling you, because if I
Mm-hmm.
have to guess what I'm going to eat, chances are I'm gonna pick the wrong thing to eat.
Right.
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 That's true.
All of a
That's true.
sudden, that fast food is looking real, real good. But when
Hmm.
you become the fast food industry for yourself because you
Mhm.
have prepared and planned for the week, then you safeguard yourself from eating the wrong thing. So start with portion control and just start there. If you eat chips 7 days a week, I'm not saying stop eating chips, but take it down to 2 days a week and
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what happens on the scale. Just take it
Hmm.
down. You like be realistic. I think where we fall short is we make these big changes so fast that we quit within 2 days, right? So
Yep.
Mhm.
just
Yep.
start with the portion control, but then also decide it's time to start taking stuff out and put it and replacing it with better alternatives.
Right. And I
Wow.
think you said something real good, Coach. Is that and as far as like boundaries, let's talk about the boundaries of it too, because sometimes we can get out of control with the honey buns, the chips, the ice cream, etc. But like but as you being a coach, and I know that you've seen, and I know you have experienced a lot of people that say, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna stick to this diet," but next thing you know, you're like, "Okay," like my question is like, "Okay, we talked about the boundaries, but I see you doing honey buns and things like that," but that's kind of like taking off the course. But if you want to eat healthier and eat clean, you might want to kind of dispatch from those honey buns and those ice creams and things like that. And I'm saying
Hmm.
it's good because, like I said, I like sorbets, but at the same time, the fact is that I have to watch, like because at
How
me at
much? Portion
nighttime,
control.
yeah, like as far
Portion
as our
control.
control. So it's like after 9 o'clock, I don't do a lot of sweets or anything like that. So it's like if I want a sorbet, I just do maybe like a little inch of it. But at the same time, it's at the fact that it's like, oh, I want some more and more and more. But what I got to myself now is that I like to do vegetables at night, fruits, just water, things like that. But let's talk about those boundaries, Coach.
Mhm. I mean, you hit it on the head about being able to say, I like this, but I'm going to have a little bit of this. Now, I'm going to say this, y'all, because this is coach, put my coach hat on.
Put that coach hat on.
When you sign up for anybody's program, if you signed up to work for me, I tell all my clients this: trust the process, follow the protocol, and be coachable. That
That's
means the
good.
process that is here, this works when you work it. Okay. So you got to just trust the process. It's a process. Everybody's look different. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Trust the process. It's a proven system. It works. Follow the protocol. Don't be remixing. If the protocol says you can't have honey buns, you can't have honey buns. And then if you
Yeah.
choose to eat a honey bun, then you have told me, you have communicated to me as your
Mm-hmm.
coach that you didn't trust the process,
Mm-hmm.
that you did not follow the protocol, and that you're not coachable, right? And
Mm.
so we have to make sure that whatever you sign up for, you know that you're going to go all in. I'm not saying that people don't slip and don't have falls and stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
give
Mm-hmm.
yourself grace. But when you make excuses for your bad behaviors,
Wow.
you will never change,
Wow. That's
right?
good.
Mm.
That's
And
good, Coach.
so those who actually say, yo, coach, and I tell my clients, come to me before you fall, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that we can tell me that you're craving. Let's talk about that. Let's have a conversation. Don't ghost me for 2 weeks.
Hmm. Uh-huh.
You don't put all your weight back on, and then
Right.
you say, help me, coach. And I'm gonna be like, but your behaviors, you didn't set boundaries and saying that I was going to trust this process, follow the protocol, and be coachable. And now this is where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
You,
Mm-hmm.
we can't help you. All the coaches in the world can't help you outside of yourself if you won't be honest and set boundaries and say, I'm going to do this program
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to stick with it because I deserve it,
Right.
right? I tell people, I'm your coach. I've already lost my weight.
Hmm.
I want to help you lose yours, but I can't do that if you're not going to be honest with yourself. Set those
Yeah.
boundaries,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm. Hmm. That is
Wow.
so true. I mean, you don't think about how you make that conscious decision to not do what you want, like your goals and your visions ain't matching your behaviors. I want to lose weight, I want to do this, but you sneaking away eating, cookies and cakes. How you gonna ever get to where you want to be and then get upset when people ask you about it? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like at the end of the day, your why is crucial. Like, why did I do this? I know my why was because I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And I knew in my mind, I said, Lord, at 251 pounds, if I ever get in a wheelchair from this multiple sclerosis, who in the world gonna pick me up? And that's all I
Wow.
kept saying, right?
Right.
And then
Right.
something in me was like, well, do something about it.
Right.
And what I
Right.
found is in doing something about it, I realized that my MS got better and that it
Wow.
wasn't, as taxing on me. And so it works out. And so for me, it's like, yeah, I put back on probably about 25 pounds or so, but I'm going to stay in this space because it works for me. And so
Right.
my why is stronger than the cakes and the cookies that I want to eat.
That
Hmm.
part, that part. Your
Hmm.
why
Right.
should be stronger because I would be lying if I didn't say I wasn't tempted and I don't have this here and there, right? Things in moderation, things with control, that's fine because you don't have to get rid of stuff forever, right? But it's making sure that you're not eating and allowing those things to control you and every time you think about cookies and cakes, you got to have one, right?
Right, exactly.
I think about cookies and cakes, but I remember I was 283.3 pounds and I'm 5'4". That was
Hmm.
disrespectful on my joints, my lower back.
Wow.
I'm a mother of 3 kids. It was paining me to walk around the block. My
Hmm.
why was I needed to live. I
Yeah.
needed to live.
Right. And
Amen.
I think you said something, Coach, is that what you just said, I needed to live. Because a lot of times we make decisions about certain things, but we have to understand is that we have to understand the purpose of you doing this, the why you're doing this, and what is the solution can you come from this. So a lot of times when you're saying that you came from 200 and some odd pounds, well, we may have someone right now is in the same predicament saying, okay, well, I'm 200 some odd pounds, but I got so much weight on me. I'm trying to, walk and trying to run, but it hurts. And it's like, well, the thing about it is that the fact it starts with you first. It starts with you first. So in order for you to do that, hey, get a plan by yourself. But one of the questions is that, was one of the person that went through a surgery, which is the I think it's the guy. I want to say it starts with the G. The guy pack. It's the
The
guy pack.
gastric,
The gastric, the
gastric
Yeah,
gastric
bypass.
bypass.
gas.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, bypass surgery. But she said there are certain portions that she can eat now. So it's that it's like she said she's starting her life all over again. But she said, but what are the plans since now that I've done this now, I feel good about myself. What are the plans for me now to move forward and not go back to it?
So saying what is the plan to not gain her weight
Right. Yeah.
back?
Right.
So the biggest thing is, well, one, I can give you my number. You can call me and we can chat.
Amen. Amen.
That's
Amen.
look, that's for anybody. You could text 757-751-0580. That's 757-751-0580. And we could chat, right? I do a free consult with anybody who wants to talk to me. But I will say this: where do you go? Anything you choose, make sure it's about a lifestyle change,
Hmm.
right? And so finding out what plan and programs out there that's going to help you create the discipline, because there are a lot of great programs out here that teach you for the moment how to lose the 10 pounds, how to lose the
Hmm.
15. You get into that black dress, you're suit ready, but then what? Right? If you never learn the discipline to change your behaviors, you're going to go back to what you know, which were the bad behaviors. And
Hmm.
so you really want to get into a place and a space where you learn how to make this a lifestyle change, how drinking the right amount of water, getting the right amount of rest, eating the right foods for your body, exercising for your body, those type of things will get to a place where it becomes natural. But right now you have to be taught those things. You have to
Yeah.
learn what that looks like for you. Because I say this, I don't knock any way a person approaches reaching their health journey. I just encourage that whether it was surgery, whether it was a clean eating program or an exercise program, that you learn the principles so that you can be disciplined for longevity with your habits. So I hope
Yeah.
that answered the question.
Great question.
I
Yeah,
think
thank you
it
so much
does.
for that.
Absolutely. So y'all know I'm always a bearer of bad news and I always got to get people off this line here. But it was one question on the floor. Someone said something about a drink called an AGI. Have you heard of that, coach? And is that good for the body?
I have not heard about
Have
that.
not heard of it. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna have to do some research.
We have
Okay.
to do some research.
So right. I just want to thank everybody that's watching because people are watching again across multiple platforms. Y'all know I'm always the Grim Reaper. I'm like, okay, guys, it's been long enough. But thank you so much for everybody that's watching over on my main page, that's watching on Joseph Hope Radio, as well as the other pages. Thank you so much for just putting in your questions. Nikki, please let people know how they can get in touch with you and that you're available for whatever they need.
Yes. So one, as I mentioned, if you want to find out more about the weight loss program, you can text 757-751-0580. But you also can go to my website, www.iamnike.com. That's www.iamnick.com. And you can check me out, follow me on all my social media pages, reach out to me, DM me, whatever. We can connect.
All right,
All,
sounds good to me.
all
Well,
right.
thank you so much for joining us on tonight at the Inside Connection Lounge. It looked like Damon, the only one sitting on the couch. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling a little jealous. You right on the couch. We hanging on the wall, but you on
Well,
the couch.
well, you know what, you know what, this couch looks so good and it just, you got to do this right here. But let me tell you something though, like if you guys don't get inside the Inside Connection, I don't know what you guys are waiting on, because this is a show where you guys get connect with us. You can sit on the lounge, you can hop on the lounge. Not too much honey buns, okay? But we want you guys to explore the Inside Connection, where you guys can follow us on Facebook, like us and share us, and DM us. You can hop on our email address. That's the Inside Connections at gmail.com. And listen, you could be the next one, because I believe next month, we know that it's Black History Month. So we are definitely going to be focusing on entrepreneurs. So if you are an
Yeah.
entrepreneur and Black history, so we want to honor those Black history entrepreneurs.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me. Well, guys, I love you guys. Rhonda Payton said, thank you for the good information. Bubba Stiff said, thank you for this forum, but I have to go. Oh, bye. Thank you. He said, thank you. He said, but I got to go to a meeting. But anyway, thank you. Good night. We appreciate you. And somebody said, hope running in 2024. Don't do that. We're gonna leave it all to Trump. But thank y'all so much. I love you guys, everybody. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you so much,
bye,
Coach.
guys.
See ya.
Okay.